Okay, ready guys? So we're gonna get going. So last time we went over social media, different platforms and things like that. This time we're gonna go over different video editing apps for social media, just to make it easier for you. So first I'm gonna go through the apps and tell you the different things that each one does. And then I'll mute this and put it on my phone so we don't get that feedback. And I'll show you guys actually how to use it real time. Cool? Okay, so we're going to go through, make your videos stand out and look professionally done. Also, before you do that, make sure you're following us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. If you do, and you send me a message, I will send you this. It's a free download for 100 different video ideas. Okay, so 4 of my favorite apps. This is what I'm going to show you today. The biggest thing is, of course, use the social platform, right? Because if you edit inside there, if you use their text, their audio, things like that, it actually bumps your post up on the algorithm just from using their stuff. So that's always going to be what your go-to is, just because you're going to get that boost in the algorithm. Okay, then there's creating the video. So when you're creating a video, I like to keep it simple, sweetie. I say sweetie instead of stupid. I don't like that. But all you really need is just a hook, right? Something to grab the attention. This is what this video is going to be about. 3 bullet points and a sign up. That's it. You don't even have to introduce yourself because you can put that up in text, right? So keep it simple, sweetie. Oh, do you want me to go back so you can write that down? You got it?
Okay, what were the 4 apps? Just
I'm about to tell you.
Okay. Social
Yep.
platforms 1.
Yeah, so the first one is going to be CANVA. CANVA is actually really, really good for pretty much making anything. You can do pictures, intros, end screens, overlays. So I'll show you guys a couple that we've made and used, which I really, really like, just because it makes it look a lot more professional if you have these added in. So you've got like your basics, right? And then if you add in the intro video in Canva, right after you say the hook, okay, it makes it look a lot more professional. 3 bullet points and then throw in some overlays while you're doing your bullet points. I actually like to use the overlays to cite sources, because that way you don't have to say it, right? I got this information from FHA or whatever, or Freddie Mac. You just throw it in on an overlay and have it on there. Another really good overlay to use besides on Canva too is KCM. If you guys don't follow KCM, make sure you follow them. But you can actually take one of their graphics and put it up as an overlay. And they already cite the sources and they've already created it. It looks amazing. And then your sign off is just going to be a call to action, right? Like follow us for more or reach out to us to schedule a tour, whatever that is. And then throw in your end screen. Your end screen is usually just going to have your social, your website, anything like that. Okay. Okay, so I'll give you guys a product demo, like I said, in a minute. I just don't like the feedback between the computer and the phone, so I'll show you what it looks like on the phone. But download Canva, that one's really, really good. Let me show you a couple of our intros that we have too, that we've created in Canva. Okay, so here's the first one. Let me move that over. And it's super, super easy. You just put your graphics on, stick your logos on. Remember, that's going to be right after your hook. And then you can have whatever video you want in there. And it's super easy to do. So once you've created that, you can just go down to videos, pick something that's real estate related, and throw it in, whatever it is. Like you want to stick a neighborhood back there? Cool, there's your neighborhood. So you can use that intro, super, super easy. Another one that we like to use, like you can do the thumbnails, right? Take a picture, crop it out, put the white around you, whatever you want to do. Let me close that one. We've got this one, and I'm going to play yours too, just because it's super cool. Okay, and to do that, that's super easy. Let me scroll down a little bit. So I go into my uploads. And you can add keywords to your uploads too in Canva so that they're super easy to find. But let's do summer. Okay, let me move this out of the way. So if I want to pull summer over here, I just stick her in the corner. And then I'm going to hit edit image, background remover, and it does it for you. If there's some picture that's left in there, you can actually use the erase and restore button. Like if you have to take out furniture or something like that, that's super easy to do with that. And then, so I'm gonna apply that, move this out of the way too. Click on her again.
So Jen, is it better to do this on your computer or can
You can do it on your phone. I think Canva's easier on the computer, but then you're gonna want to download it to your phone so that you can use it in the apps.
But you do it on the computer?
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's easier that way. Okay, so we've got Summer again. Maybe I gotta click off of her, edit image. And then you're gonna go down to shadow. And I like to use the drop shadow for the logo just to make it pop. But to make the white around you, you're gonna use the glow and see how it does just a shadow around her. I'm gonna change that to white. I like to do it as an 8. You can do bigger if you want. Make it brighter, take out a little bit of the blur, boom. And then she's got that there. And then if you're in the thumbnail section, you can actually go to design and you'll see a whole bunch of different thumbnails you can use. So if you want an intro for your YouTube or whatever video you're doing, just an easy way to do it in Canva. And we do most of our ads on there too. So if you go to the home screen, you can actually just type in realtor. And there's a ton of different things in there you can do, not just our projects, but other templates that you can just use for your social media. And actually right now, Instagram is rewarding more for posts that are keeping you on the platform. Videos actually are not getting as much attention right now as photo carousels. Do you guys know what that is?
Scroll.
Yeah, because
The music's playing in the background.
yeah, because it keeps you on the platform more. So the more you do those, you're actually going to get a lot more attention. In fact, that's how we've been growing our Instagram, and now there's over 7,000.
What about Reels?
Last week there was.
Reels do good too, but I've noticed that they're rewarding more for the scrolling because it's keeping you on the app.
So selecting like.
Yeah. And just say like, pick whichever one's your favorite. Or if it's like, yeah, or if it's like, let me give you 3 buyer tips for getting a 0 down loan, and then 1, 2, 3. And it just has that scroll. It makes them scroll and stay on the app longer. So they're rewarding for that. Okay, let me close that out. So Canva, super easy to use. Overlays. So like I was telling you guys, while you're going over your 3 bullet points in your video, we like to throw in overlays. So it's not just us talking the entire video. It looks like more professional if you almost throw a commercial playing in front of the video instead of just your face. It makes it look a ton better. So like this one, we actually have in one of our recent videos, and it's just 2 buyers looking for a home. Oh yeah. Okay. Let me minute. That's a good idea. But you can make just the picture and throw the picture up as an overlay. So yeah, just a couple overlays. And like I said, I'll show you how to put those in with the different apps. It's really easy. I just want to show you how to create it first. So here's our end screen. So after we go through our video, we want an end screen where it basically says, follow us for more, or reach out to, schedule a tour, whatever that is. But let me show you what ours looks like. And again, this was created all in Canva. You just need to upload your logos, pick some text, pick a video, and you're done. And then we've got, even for the holidays, we have different end screens. Like if you've seen Donnie's video, the one where he tells a little story, that's the end screen for that one. Yeah. The next one's teleprompter video. So this one's really cool if you have a hard time memorizing a script.
So it's teleprompter video, that's the name of another app.
Yeah, so, and I'll show you what it looks like too, but this one's really cool. So when I was in 6th grade, I was voted president. Remember when you had to put your head down and everybody raised their hand for who they wanted to vote for? You guys ever do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did that and I was voted president. I had to do a speech in front of the entire 6th grade. Okay, and of course I can't remember lines. So I'm looking over at Mr. Bandika and I'm like, what's my line? And he'd say part of it and I'd be like, okay, da. And then I'd be like, okay, know what? And I kept doing that over and over and he was just busting up laughing. It was great. So it was great for him, but yeah, I can't remember lines. So I just use teleprompter video. It's super cool because, here, let me minimize this again. With your script, it actually puts the script right in view of your eyeballs. So I've used different teleprompters. We've used professional ones. We hired an editing company that had a teleprompter. It's not as good as this. This one makes it look like you're actually looking at the screen. So this is what the app looks like when you're looking it up and you want to find it up there in the corner. But basically, you put in a script, any script you want. There's even a practice one if you just want to practice the demo. And then and just hit record video. When you record video, it's going to pop up. The script's going to start moving. You can do landscape or regular, it doesn't matter. But it'll always be in range with your camera. So you're constantly looking at the camera. Another thing you can do if you don't like the teleprompter, what me and Donnie have done in the past is we'll record like a line, the intro, and then we'll move the camera, record another line, because I can't remember crap, and then move the camera and record another line, right? So you're just moving the camera around instead.
Sorry, I'm trying to find it. There's a lot of teleprompters.
So it looks just like that. And I don't know if it's on an iPhone.
Oh.
Great.
Get a new phone.
This was an Android class.
Yeah.
Jen, who is this app by?
Say that again.
Who's the app by?
Oh, let me open it. And I'll tell you.
We're looking on our Android phones trying to find it.
Code
So
groups.
did you find it?
Yeah, code groups.
Code groups.
Thank you.
Thank you.
PODE. Welcome. Yeah, so code groups. I'll put this in the Facebook stuff too. If you guys need a link, I'll try to find it on iPhone. But this one is really, really good. There's a ton of other apps you can use. Or like I said, you can just move your camera around, say one line, move your camera around, say another line. So there's a lot of different editing tricks you can do. Even if you mess up a line, keep recording and you can cut it later with one of the apps I'm about to show you, which Ted showed me. Yeah.
The teleprompter, by the way, is super nice, but just you might need to spend a minute controlling the speed of it. That's where we always get stuck, because she'll have it on like rapid fire and I get through like 2 lines, but 10 just went through the screen.
Yeah, so you can slow it down. So quick tip on the teleprompter, do a couple spaces in between what you're about to say, like break it up so that you can have a minute to breathe. That's one thing. You can also speed up and slow down how quickly the text goes. You can even enlarge it if you're blind like me. So really, really cool. Again, I'll show you a product demo in just a sec. Cutting the video and adding music and text. There's 2 apps I use for that. The first one's called SPLICE, and it looks like that. So SPLICE, I actually use a lot to combine a bunch of videos. So remember, if you mess up a line, keep recording. You can just cut it together. Or, you know, when you first start a video and you're sitting there for a minute and fixing your hair and yada, 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 right? You'll be able to cut that off. Same with the end. So you're not doing the whole, like going to push the pause button at the end of your video. You can just cut that out of SPLICE, which if you want to leave that on there, go for it. But you can also speed up and slow down videos. So when you're doing home tours, like Kendall does this a lot. When she's going up the stairs, she speeds that part up a ton and then go slow around the kitchen or whatever room she's going to. So you can do that. You can also increase brightness. There's another app I use to increase brightness that actually looks better. But if you just want to brighten up a room, you can do that with this. You can add in your intro and end screens with this, music, and change the volume. Okay. And again, I'll show you how to do that in just a sec. But that's one of them. The next one, and this is the last one before we go into seeing what it looks like on the phone. The next one's CAPCUT. This one's really good for the auto-generated text. You know how a lot of Instagram people right now, especially in real estate, they have the text that flashes across the screen and they change the color and stuff like that to make it look cool. I'm going to show you to do that. It's so freaking easy with this app. It's awesome. And then I do the green screen and overlays with this one too. The brightness actually works better on this than it does in Splice. Have you tried it? It looks way better as far as tone. So yeah, I would use CapCut for that. Okay, so can you guys see my phone okay?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I see that.
All right, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go into my editing. And then here's the teleprompter video. So you'll see your scripts, different scripts. Show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so
Jen,
you click on whatever script you want. And then once you have the script there, you can edit the script from here if you want to, but you just hit the record video in the middle. And then the plus and the minus sign up on top, that'll slow down and speed up the video. And then you just hit record and it'll start moving.
Let's see.
And it's right next to your camera. So you can biggie screen the text and do all that stuff if you want to. But I like to keep it short so it keeps it right by the camera. Like I said, I've used a ton of different teleprompters, even from professional editing companies. This one works better. Okay.
Someone asked in the chat what app that was again.
That's the teleprompter video app.
Only on Android. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's on iPhone, but
There's a ton.
yeah, there's a ton of other ones. And then, like I said, you can do what I used to do, which is just cutting the different screens. Just cut your video, and that's fine too. Okay, let me show you. Well, you've already got Canva right there, but let me show you guys the app version.
You guys know we picked these apps specifically because we're on a big movement to get you guys off of your iPhones and over to Android.
Yeah, get to Android.
Never.
But you'll have all your designs right there, and you just open one up, whatever one you want to use. Say I want to take my end screen, and I can just download it straight from there. Now it's on my phone, or it's going to be on my phone. Takes a minute. And you get a cute little quote every time you download something. Okay, now it's on my phone, so I can use it in a video. All right, and then I'm going to go to, not that. Let me go back to my screen. Okay, edit. I like to keep everything in the same folder just so it's easy to use, right? But then we've got Splice. I don't need to turn, you guys can see that too. But Splice, I basically just upload a video. So I'll go to my videos, I'll add in, let's say, a piece of this one for Donnie, the end screen, and Donnie's intro. Okay, now it's all in Splice, but I want to get the intro to the beginning. So I'm going to scroll all the way over. Ooh. And then you can hit reorder. Now that's going to be right there. But what I really want to do is, let's say he says his intro, his hook. I'm going to click on that part of the video, split it. I'm going to move the hook to the front. And I don't know if that's the hook or not, but we're going to play it and find out. You cool with that? Okay.
Say the same thing here.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Donnie Rains with the Rains
You
Real
can't
Estate
hear it
Team
up
at
there. I turned the
eXp
volume
Realty.
down.
And
That's his YouTube version, so the letters are a
I
little
got a
off.
great tip for you guys if you want to be more successful. Stick around and check it out.
That was the hook. So I cut it in the wrong spot, but this
All right,
is
so
just an
today's
example.
tip, if you guys want to be more successful, it's all about consistent.
Okay, and then you get all the way to the end. And as he does the sign off, okay, obviously he's going in to push the button. He's yelling at the camera. Well, I'm going to cut that part, right? So I'm going to split that and take that part out. And it's super easy. You just click on the video, hit the split button, delete that part out. Now he's just going to, well, that part he's still going in. We're going to cut it right at his fingers. split, delete. Now go straight into your end screen. Yeah, so super, super easy. And like I said, on this one too, you can add in brightness. So if I click on the video, I can hit adjust brightness and turn that up as bright as I want, or as light as you want, or dark as you want, whatever. So there actually is filters. So you can go into the filters if you want. And then music. So I like to add music after the hook. So after I do the intro video, I'll come in here and I'll hit music. And there's a ton of different music on here that you can add in. So I click on happy, Christmas joy, not gonna do that one.
Can you upload your own song? I'm not kidding.
You can't on this, but you can on Instagram or whatever other platform you use. You can use the platform music too. Actually, if you're gonna use the platform music, you usually won't be able to boost your post, so you can't run it as an ad, but the music itself will boost your video for you anyways. So yeah, you just add in the music right there. You can change it. Actually, let me add one just so you guys can see what it looks like to do the volume. So I'm gonna add that one. And then I'm gonna click on it and I can change the volume right here. I like to keep it right around 2 because that music is really, really loud. So
I got a great tip for you guys if you want to be more successful. Stick around
it'll
and check
just
it
have
out.
the music under it while he's talking. Okay, so super, super easy on that one. And then say I'm doing a video tour and I want to add in bird sounds. You can totally do that. So to do that, do you see where it says sounds down at the bottom? You just click on that and you go to ambient. Countryside. Now I've got videos while I'm looking at somebody's backyard instead of me and Johnny talking while we're like videotaping like we usually are. This is Splice. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stuff in here. Oh, you can even do, there's clapping. Let me see where that is. Claps and applause. So after you do your TED Talk, then everybody claps at the end of it.
She added that to one of my videos. I was like, we did that shit. It's all like the slap.
But yeah, okay, so that's what I use Splice for. That's where you can add in your intro, right? You can up the brightness, you can add in your music, and you can add your end screen. So once I'm done with that, I'm gonna hit that upload button up at the top, which it's up at the very, very top. Do you guys see the little arrow? You just click on that. And you can do different resolutions. You can do 4K, 1080p, 720. We did another social media class with like a super awesome TikTok person, Ted Polson. Famous TikToker, like what, over 3 million views on his video, something like that. But he says do the 720p because it uploads better to different platforms. So just an FYI, I like to use the 1080, but 720 he says uploads better and quicker. So just FYI.
I also change it, well, what I do is change it to 60 frames per second because it looks smoother.
There you go.
Did
you guys hear that?
60
Change it to 60 up on the top.
just makes it look.
Is what the TikTok star girl says. Lady, woman. Okay, so let's get out of Splice. Actually, let me show you one of Donnie's.
And this TikTok.
Hey, what's up everybody? Donnie Rains here. I just wanted to show you guys this really awesome home in the Goldcrest community. out
This
in
isn't even the
Utah,
finished
built in
product. This is
2022.
just kind of the
This
finished
home has
product.
4 bedrooms, 3 baths, just over 2,300 square feet, and guess what? It has a finished basement. Come check it out.
And we added in the music. He was having fun that day, huh? We went around and did a couple of homes that day. Okay, so that's what that looks like in Splice. Then I take it
Hey,
out.
Jen,
Yeah.
quick question. Say, Jen, when you're shooting at 30 frames per second, there's 230s on your phone. There's an ultra high def and a UHD, and then there's the full high def, which is the standard high def, and it'll keep your file size smaller. So if you're going to shoot 60 frames per second, do FHD.
There you go. That was Mark, right? Yeah,
Yes.
thanks, Mark. Okay. All right. And then once you have that finished product in Splice, I take it and stick it in CapCut. This is where you're going to add the text. Can I add a previously recorded Facebook Live video to these apps? As long as you can download it. If it'll let you download the video to your phone, like it does in TikTok, and I think Instagram you can too. As long as it'll let you download it, then yes. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take a project. Let's take this one of Donnie's. Hopefully
Hey,
it's
what's
not
up,
a finished
everybody?
one.
Donnie Rains here.
Okay,
I
so I'm
just
gonna
wanted
add
to show
it.
You guys this really awesome home in
Oh
the
shoot,
Gold
that one already has the text.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Donnie Rains
There we
here.
go. So I'm going to add that one. And then right here, I'm going to click on text down at the bottom. Do you see that next to audio? You click on that, hit auto captions. And what I like to do is I take out filler words. So I'm going to leave that turned on and then hit start. And it's going to add all the text for you. You just wait. Sometimes I have to fix the spelling of Johnny's names. That's about it. Okay, and then I'm going to close that. So I'm going to hit done. Now it's got it frame by frame. It's already adding the text, but that's really hard to see. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to click on it. Actually, let me do the first one. Just double click it. You can change the way anything's spelled right there. And do you see where it's checked mark where it says apply to auto captions? That's going to apply to all your auto captions. So if you're changing something in here, just know it's going to change all of them, every single one. So I go in and I turn off animations because I hate that, but you can do animation if you want to. And then I go to font. You can pick a different font and then style. I like the white with the black around it and the yellow with the black around it too, but you can change the color in here too. So I'm going to up the size down at the bottom underneath the color. Okay. And I'm going to check mark that, which is the check mark up in the top corner. And then I got to fix some of the spelling, right? Like they always get the name of his name wrong. Let's see, is Rains right? Nope. But I don't want that to apply to all of them. Let's say I want to change the color. So I'm going to highlight his name, go to style, change it to yellow. I can come down here. I can change it to red. I can change it to blue. I can change it to green, whatever you want. It's all right there. So now all of you guys can change the text on your video. Hit the check mark.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Donnie Rains here. I just wanted to show you.
There you go. So super, super easy. Let's say you want to add in an emoji to that. I wouldn't add in the emoji with the text because when it's the same size of the text, it kind of looks funky. So I would go in here and you just go into your stickers, which is right next to the text. It's got all that right there. It's got some pretty cool ones too, actually. Whatever emoji you want to use. Let's give him a fire.
What's up, everybody? Donnie Rains here. I just wanted
Now
to
it
show you
adds a
guys this
fire
really
to whatever part of his video that I want. And I can shrink that too. If I only want it to do the fire for a second, I can actually shrink that up. So it's only there for a second. Just shrink the frame. Yeah. Okay. Now let's do the overlay. So let me delete that sticker. Okay. And then I'm going to go in here. Okay. And you go back to the main screen and I'm going to add in an overlay. So let me go back there for a minute. Do you see the square that says overlay underneath it? Okay. So I'm going to click on that, hit add overlay and go to my photos. I've got a green screen one right there. So I'm going to click on that. You can make this in Canva too. If you actually pick green screen, it'll pull up a format for you and you can add whatever the heck you want to it. So then you're going to hit add. Okay, so how do I change that? Once you're clicked on it, you go down to cutout. Do you see the little guy with the circle under him? You click on that, hit chroma key. Okay, and you see how the circle, it starts out with multiple colors around it? Move it over so it's on a single color. You can do this with your face if you want to, just highlight a part of your face. You can do it with the wall behind you. It doesn't have to be green screen. It'll take out any color you want. So next, after you have that highlighted, hit intensity, which is the square right underneath the video. And you're gonna move that all the way over. And he's already got reins right there, but now I've got one that I can move into frame. Let's say I want it right there or wherever you want it, right? Now you can move it around and your logo's there. So you don't have to say your logo and your team in your video. You can just throw that up. And it makes it so that it's just getting straight to the nitty gritty, right? So people aren't going to scroll past your video. And then let's say right here, I'm talking about rates or something like that, and I want to throw an overlay in. So I'm going to go back to that, hit add overlay, or let's do this Sandy home one. Now it's got that on the screen. So I'm going to add that. And as I'm touring through the home or talking or whatever, that overlay is going to come up. You can actually click on it and make it bigger so it takes up the whole screen. And that's just with one tap. And then it goes to your overlay. Now your overlay's on the video. So you've got green screen, auto text, and overlays is what I use this app for. It's really, really good for that. Okay. There's a ton of other stuff that you can add in it too. Those are just my favorite things, but you can add in music here. You can add in effects, filters, you know, change whatever you want on there, adjust it with the brightness. And again, this brightness, I feel like works better. It just makes the color better. So that's one you can do. That's it on the app. So I'm going to close this one and jump back into the computer one. Okay, final tips, guys. On this, you need to make sure that you're posting consistently because you get increased visibility. You get rewarded for that. Same thing like using the music and the text and all those things that you get on the other platforms. You get rewarded for it. So use the platform tools and post consistently. If you're doing like 1 to 2 a week, it may not be seen that much. You almost have to do one daily. And if you follow Ricky Carruth, he says do 6 a day. That's how he got his Instagram following up, and he's like way up there. So the more you do, the more the platform rewards you. And let me show you what that looks like when they do reward you. Because but when you get an Instagram one, if you post something, it says you're in a creative streak. Basically, you get an achievement on the reel, and it's going to be seen more. Okay, the more you post. On Facebook, wow, you have increased visibility for 3 days. Keep it growing. And then it says quality post and daily engagement has increased your visibility for 3 days. It's given to people that post consistently and have high quality content. That's the key right there. If you're just posting a bunch of randomness, then they might not give you the visibility. But if you have high quality content, then it's going to increase your visibility on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. So it really does work. You really do get the rewards, and they tell you. I don't know if they do on TikTok. I don't think they do.
I think they just tell you.
Yeah, I think it's in your interactions, right? But on Instagram and stuff, you actually get a notification and it tells you what it means and all that stuff. Okay, so the more you post, platform rewards you, your stuff's going to get seen more. You're going to get more followers, more likes, all that stuff.